Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today I'm going to be talking about why I think the Houston Texans will beat the Baltimore Ravens tomorrow in Week 1. Call me crazy. I know if this gets a lot of viewers, there will be a lot of people, maybe a lot of Ravens fans, a lot of NFL fans too, that will say I'm crazy for saying the Houston Texans will beat the Baltimore Ravens in Week 1, but I'm on a hot streak right now. I said the Detroit Lions would beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 1. I know this is college football, and I am a Longhorns fan. I did say the Texas Longhorns were going to beat Alabama. These are all in videos in the past couple days. You can go check them out. I feel good about this Houston Texans game. While I was watching the Longhorns game, I saw an alert pop up on my phone that star tight end Mark Andrews is likely not to play tomorrow. And that will be two weapons that Lamar Jackson will be without tomorrow. Mark Andrews at tight end, and not only Mark Andrews at tight end, but you also have wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. being out tomorrow. So here's what the Texans secondary will be dealing with wide receivers now, with Odell and Andrews being out tomorrow against the Ravens. Zay Flowers, who I really like, I think he's going to have a great career, but this is a rookie playing in his first game. I don't think, against guys like Steven Nelson and Derek Stingley Jr., Stingley had a great rookie season, is someone who's very hard to go up against for a wide receiver, especially a rookie wide receiver. Steven Nelson, whoever's going to be the wide receiver two in this case would be Rashad Bateman, having to go up against Steven Nelson, a very good vet. The secondary it's going to be very fortunate that they don't have to deal with Mark Andrews and Odell Beckham Jr. tomorrow. Jalen Petrie would have been the one to have to guard Mark Andrews if he played tomorrow. Now you're going to probably see Jalen Petrie at times on the third wide receiver or tight end Isaiah Likely. But that puts some relief down for Jalen Petrie, who should be a Pro Bowl safety for the Houston Texans this year. So with Lamar Jackson, his two best wide receivers, Zay Flowers, a rookie playing in his first game, and then Rashad Bateman, who's coming off of season-ending surgery last season. Who knows how he'll look coming back from injury. And then Mark Andrews, his star tight end, being out, and then Isaiah Likely being the guy that has to step up at tight end. Yes, you have your running backs in J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. This looks like it's going to be a good matchup for this Texans defense. This Texans defense was already solid last year. They were, I think, top 6 in takeaways, and they were like top 17 in sacks. Now, points per game and yards per game, it was a terrible. They were terrible at that last year on defense. But what they were good at were takeaways and sacks, and I think they're going to continue to be good at that this year, but they've improved in their defense this year, adding in Sheldon Rankings at the defensive line. I think that will help with run stopping, adding in Will Anderson Jr. at defensive end. That will definitely help with yards per game, and where a lot of the yards per game for the Texans' opponents were coming from was definitely the run game that was killing the Texans. Adding in Sheldon Rankins and Will Anderson Jr. to the defensive line will help that for sure. Then Denzel Perryman at linebacker. You have some other linebackers like Christian Harris and Henry To'o. You drafted him from Alabama, and he's going to be really good. Christian Harris is going into his second season. He's going to be way more developed. Jonathan Grenard is healthy for the Houston Texans as well. Look at the secondary. Jalen Petrie and Derek Stingley Jr. are going into their second season. Stingley is healthy. Steven Nelson is back. I know Jimmy Ward was brought in, but he's out tomorrow, so that might be a little trouble for this Texans team. But this secondary is good. They've improved with, Petrie and Stingley getting not only older and healthier for Stingley's case as well. The defensive line and the linebacker crew has improved as well, and they've also not only improved on the players that will be on the field, they've also improved on on who's leading them with DeMeco Ryans and his defensive coaching staff. Look at the offense. I think it will be hard to get the run game going tomorrow, which is going to be where the offense, that's going to be where the Texans offense needs to get going tomorrow against this Ravens defense. A good defensive line, a decent linebacker crew with Roquan Smith, and also they also have, David Ajabayo, or however you say his name, is a defensive end. But you have Jadeveon Clowney, who might be former Texan, might be playing a little bit at linebacker tomorrow. And C.J. Stroud and this offense can get going, and their defense can keep up with the Ravens' offense. I think one of the biggest keys to this defense for tomorrow's game is stopping Lamar Jackson on the run, and same thing goes for J.K. Dobbins. I think if you stop the run tomorrow, I think this could be a really, really sneaky upset for the Houston Texans. I'm telling all you guys right now, this Houston Texans team very well could beat the Baltimore Ravens tomorrow at 12 o'clock on CBS. I think some of the things that are holding them back in this game tomorrow is the offensive line. I think that's a big thing that is holding them back. Like, being without three starting offensive linemen in a quarter, three of your starting offensive linemen in a quarterback's rookie debut, that's going to be very hard. You have some new coaches making their coaching debuts. D'Amico Ryans at head coach and playing, calling the defensive plays, and then Bobby Slowick, the offensive coordinator, calling the offensive plays. These are guys that are brand new to play calling. Bobby Slowick's never been an offensive coordinator. Now, D'Amico Ryans, he's not new to play calling. He was the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. I don't think that'll be hard for him, but maybe this might be a little bit of a new adjustment being a head coach. He's never been a head coach. Bobby Slowick has never been an offensive coordinator. There are some rookies, CJ Stroud. There might be some nerves in that first game at quarterback. Same thing goes for Will Anderson at defensive end. So I think there's going to be a lot of reasons why the Texans have strengths and advantages to beat this Ravens team. But I think the Ravens also have a lot of strengths and advantages to beat this Texans team as well. And I don't know if it's enough for the Texans to pull off an upset against this Ravens team. I think the Houston Texans will keep this ballgame closer than anybody thinks. I think the Houston Texans, I'm really thinking the most you will see the Texans lose this ball game by is 8 points. I don't see the Texans losing this game by more than 8 points. I think realistically, I think the Texans lose this game by in the area of 3 to 8 points if they lose it. If they win it, they're going to win in the area of 1 to 3 points. It's going to be down the wire, and their defense needs to be absolutely freaking perfect. No mistakes on defense. And their offense and their run game, and CJ Stroud in the pass game, of course, especially, needs to be good tomorrow and keep up with the defense. Needs to keep up with the Ravens offense and the Texans offense. But the Texans offense needs to, keep it up with the Texans defense. Because if the Texans defense is doing good and the Texans offense is doing bad, we're screwed. So, I'm feeling good about tomorrow. I don't know if we win, and I don't think we do win. But I think this game will be a lot closer than people think. And I think the Houston Texans will show everybody tomorrow, they're not going to win, but they're going to show everybody tomorrow in a close game that, don't mess with us this year. We're going to be better than everybody thinks. We're not going to be that great. We're going to win around 7 to 9 games, but it's better than it's a lot better than people think we're going to be. And I think this Houston Texans team is going to keep it close, especially with the Ravens having some injuries. This offense has some advantage on injuries for the Ravens defense as well. Marlon Humphrey is out. There's a couple other solid defensive players for the Ravens that are out. I think there's at least 2 or 3 starters for the Ravens defense that are out. Marlon Humphrey, whoever is playing wide receiver 1 for the Texans tomorrow, whether that's Robert Woods or Nico Collins, that's going to be a big advantage with Marlon Humphrey out for the Baltimore Ravens defense. There are some key players on this Ravens team that are out. Odell Beckham Jr., Marlon Humphrey, Mark Andrews, and not only that, but a new offensive coordinator. This is going to be a big adjustment for Lamar Jackson. New faces, Rashad Bateman coming back from a big injury. See how he'll do. Zay Flowers has never played in an actual game with Lamar Jackson. Zay Flowers played some in the preseason, but Lamar didn't at all. Lamar didn't play at all in the preseason. He might not be fresh. He didn't play at all at the end of last season. Lamar might be rusty in this game. I think this is a game where the Houston Texans could definitely steal this game on the road and shock a lot of people. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts, and peace out. Go Texans.